G'day everyone, welcome back. I'm back at my brother-in-law's house today. It's been a couple of days since we put that nature's soil wetter down and a little bit of seaweed secrets from Plant Doctor. I forgot my microphone today, so I apologise about the wind and if I'm not as clear as what I have been. Hopefully it still works because the wife took off with my microphone in her car. But anyway, so today we're going to be putting down the granular fert as we talked about last time. So with that we're going to be putting down the Plant Doctor Champion Lawn and Greens fertiliser, which is a mini prill fertiliser. Going off the specs on the back there, zoom in on that. So we've got, this is an efficient slow release granular fert. Being mini prill, it's really good for getting into the canopy and getting off the top to limit the amount of nitrogen burn that you might get. If you water it in well, it gets into the canopy pretty quickly and can get to work and do its thing. So I'm a real big fan of the mini prill fertilizers. It just makes life so much easier. You don't have to worry about it sitting on the surface, especially on hot days, and then potentially burning, getting little spots everywhere on the grass. So today we're pretty lucky. It's windy, but it's only about 25, 26 degrees here in Perth today, which is, it's nice, but the wind's going to be a little bit painful applying this, but we need to get it down, otherwise it's going to take forever. So some stats on this. So the analysis that Plant Doctor have provided on this fert, basically it's got about 17% nitrogen, which is a good amount. It's got about 1% phosphorus. It's a little bit on the lower end, but it's better than nothing, so it's got something in it. And it's got just over 9% of potassium, which is really good. So other things to note, it has about 4% calcium in it, which is also good for the actual plant growth, and it's got about 3% iron in it, so that will help with the greening of the turf, as well as obviously the nitrogen will help kick its growth into gear, but that also helps to green up the lawn as well. So it's a pretty good blend going off what's on here. So it's actually got nearly 7% carbon in it as well, which is good for plant nutrients. So it's probably a really good all-round fertilizer, to be honest, and being that it's mini prill, another big tick for me. So what we'll do is we'll apply this using a spreader. So the application rate is 2 to 4 kilos per 100 meters squared. We're probably going to sit around the 2.5 kilo to 3 kilo mark. I don't want to go too gangbusters with it straight up. This bag's a 4.5 kilo bag, so I mean it'd be good if we could get 2 applications out of this, but we'll see how it goes. As I said before, this lawn really needs a good kick in the bum, so this should do that and should get it cranking in the next couple of weeks, which will be good to see. And then we'll follow this up in probably about a week or so's time with a good application of liquid fertilizers. That will be all Plant Doctor products again as well, so I'll run through that when that time comes. But for now, in this video we'll be doing the application of the mini prill fertilizer. I'll also do a quick show and tell of how the grass is absorbing water now after putting the nature's soil wetter down. So that's a big thing when applying fertilizers, to make sure that the actual water runoff is getting into the root system. Otherwise the water's just going to run off because the grass is hydrophobic. All your nutrients and feed that you're getting from your fertilizers is going to go off down the drain and it's not going to do anything. So it's important that you get your soil wetter down first, so that all this nutrients and food that you're giving it is going to get down into the root system, because during this time of year the plant relies on food uptake through its roots. So as we get into the cooler months, that's when we'll switch over to liquids and rely on the leaf to absorb all the fertilizer. So we'll get that down. I've also brought some catch cups just to check those MP rotators, make sure that we're getting the 10mm coverage. It is quite windy, so they're probably going to be a bit under pressure, but we'll see how it goes. I'll probably only run them for like say 20 minutes, and then you can always just calculate how much it was going to be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what I'll do now is I'll grab the hose and we'll do a quick couple of spot checks on the lawn, just to show that the water is not pooling on the surface and that it will absorb into the ground pretty quickly. So we'll get onto that now. Right, so I've got the hose here. We'll do a couple of spot checks. So get the water. Nice, you see how it's starting to go in. It's not pooling on the surface, so that's pretty well gone down into the root zone now, which is what we want. You don't want it to be running off. There will be some patches where it will run just because it's been light on with the soil wetter. So I'll just do another spot test here, see if we can find somewhere. No, that's going in pretty good as well. It's probably going to make a liar out of me now. We'll go over here, do another spot check. No, that's getting going in as well, so that's good. That's what we wanted, really. So ideally, that's what you want to see after applying soil wetter. Probably even a bit quicker absorption than that, but it's doing its job. Alrighty, so now it's time to measure out the fertiliser that we're going to be applying out on the grass today. So I've got my hand spreader. Make sure that it's shut before you pour it in there, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. Being mini prill, it will go everywhere. So got the scale here. Ideally, like I was saying before, we want to go about 2.5 kilos. So we'll put that on there now. We'll zero that. Open this up. This is actually the first time I've seen this fert, so it'll be good to see what it actually looks like. Alrighty. Alright, so that's about 2 kilos there. It's got a bit of a smell to it, as in, it smells like it's got a bit of blood and bone or something in it. It's got that sort of dynamic lifter smell. So that's bang on 2 kilos. So I'll just grab this and we'll flip the camera around. Alrighty, sorry about that. So as you can see with the mini prill, it's really small, which is going to be great for it to get into the canopy of the grass. So we've got just over 2 kilos there, so which is about right. I thought this would hold about 2 kilos of fertiliser, so we'll apply that now. We'll just see how much coverage we get with this 2 kilos. I'm hoping that we can almost do the whole lawn and then come back and chuck half a kilo to a kilo just over the top to give it an extra bit, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll set this up now. Because it's quite windy, I'm going to go to the far end of the lawn and then apply coming back, just so it's not blowing everywhere. I'm going with the wind rather than against it. And just for safety, the dust from this product, it's like any fertilizers, you shouldn't really inhale it, and it can irritate some people. So I'll be wearing a P2 mask just to limit that exposure, and my sunnies, just to stop it from getting into my eyes. And that's another reason why you go with the wind as well. It's not going to blow back at you and cause you any grief. But yeah, we'll see how that goes now. That's the fert that we're using today. We stocked that as well. Yeah, so let's get into it. Rightio, so that's all been applied now. So what we'll go through and do is hand water it in nice and thoroughly. Try and push as much as we can into the surface of the lawn, and then basically just letting it do its thing. So hopefully within the next 1 to 2 weeks we can see a visible difference in the lawn. It applied really easily through the spreader. I didn't have it cranked, I only probably had it on about half feed, and even then it was going through it pretty quick. So we ended up using about 3 kilos in the end, so which is about roughly what I thought. There's about 1 kilo left, so 1.5 kilos left, so we can do some touch-ups later if there's some patches that we're a bit light on or struggling still, so we've got a little bit left for that. So we'll go through now and water that in, and then I'll probably just put it on time lapse for that, because obviously it's going to take a while, and then look at the catch cups. So stay tuned. Cheers. Alrighty, so my brother-in-law is going to finish off watering that granular fert in. So just make sure that you do thoroughly water that in, just to avoid any burn. You don't want to go wrecking what we're trying to achieve. So make sure you give it a good drink. Just looking at the wind, it's like 30 knots at the moment, so it's probably too windy to put the sprinklers on and try and use the catch cups to see what the sprinklers are doing. So we're not going to worry about that today, but my brother-in-law is going to have a crack at it tomorrow morning, and I'll get him to take some photos and film how he goes with that, and then I can chuck it onto the back end of this. So don't stress, I will do that as well. What else? That's pretty well it for today. So with my brother-in-law's lawn, we're using obviously all the Plant Doctor products. If you are interested in any, please get in contact with us, whether it be via email or Facebook Messenger. I am uploading the products into our online store over this week, so I've started. It's just a bit of a process to do, so bear with me on that one. They will be on there soon. But obviously we're not all about turf care products, so anything Scott Bonner related, particularly the Model 45s, jump on there, have a look. As I posted the other day, bolt kits are on special at the moment. The stainless bolt kits are $15 off, so grab those for the month of March if you need any. And as always, thank you for the support, it means a lot. We're growing at a good rate at the moment, so it allows us to do these sorts of things and shoot a bit more content and expand our range of products that we have in store, which is always great. Hope you're learning something. If not, this is just a bit of fun. Gets me out the house and getting into doing stuff that I like doing, so it's always good. And it's always good to try products out, especially to see the results, and we hope to see some nice green results coming through here in the next week or two. And like I mentioned before, we'll do the liquid fert application in probably about a week's time, just to give it that extra boost again and really get the grass moving. So it's a pretty good day here today, being that it's so windy. It's about 25, so it's a good day to sort of do your granular fertilizers. You don't want to do them on stinking hot days because you will burn your lawn. And if you do need to do them on a hot summer's day, make sure, I mean for me preferably, I do it in the afternoon, late afternoon, about 5ish, and then water it in very well, just to avoid any burn. But anyway, that's it for now, and I will catch you at the next one. Cheers. Alrighty everyone, welcome back. So it's been a couple of days. We missed the catch cup testing the day that we put the fert down. You can already see the grass is coming back really good. It's only been probably 4 or 5 days, but the wind's probably the most favourable at the moment. So I've set the catch cups up on the bottom level here. You can see them there in the background. So you just want to space them out in all different directions, basically, just to try and capture different areas, especially areas that you think are getting dry. Make sure that you chuck a cup there just so you can check that as well. So what we'll do now is I'll put the sprinklers on for 10 minutes, then we'll measure what each cup's got in it, and then we can basically just do a calculation from there for how long the sprinklers need to be on for. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I've also got to do the top section as well, so do that as well. And yeah, that's pretty well it. It's pretty straightforward. So we'll do that now, and I'll put this on time lapse so you can basically just see it. And yeah, I'll be back soon. Alrighty, so this should just be about finished now. So I did the bottom section first, just so I could try and maximise the cups down the bottom there, and then I've just done another 10 minutes up on the top section here. So that should be finishing up any minute now. Now with the bottom section, we had 2 mil basically averaged across the cups. which is about right. So these MP rotators, they're pretty efficient. So general rule of thumb with these is you're looking at 40 to 50 minutes of run time to get your 10 mil. Now it sounds a lot, but because of how efficient they are and the little jets that they put out, they actually throw out that 10 mil of water over a longer period, so you're not using more water or anything like that, so don't stress about that. So the sprinklers are finishing up now. So what we'll go through and do, I'll just quickly check all these. Shake, make sure we've got all the water in there. So, yep, 2 mil. Shake, yep, 2 mil. 2 mil. Shake, 2 mil. Righty, so going off so far, let's quickly grab one from over here. So basically we're looking at 2 mil across the board for 10 minutes, which, like I said, is average. So all we got to do with that is times it by the amount that we need to get to 10 mil, so times by 5. 10 times 5 is 50 minutes. So the sprinklers will need to go on for 50 minutes to get the 10 mil. And we've proven with the catch cups that basically you're going to get the 10 mil over 50 minutes. So it's actually really good to see. It's quite even across the spread of the lawn. That back corner there is struggling, just over there where that far catch cup is. So I've just moved 2 of the garden bed sprinklers to the edge there, which they should spray onto there when they come on. So it's not going to miss out on any water, which is good. But other than that, the rest of it's even coverage, which is great. So switching out to these MP rotators has probably done the lawn some wonder. I mean, it's hard to see in the photo, in the video, but this lawn is actually really coming on quite quick. So it's only been about, I mean, we put the granular fert down about 5 days ago. So it's coming on pretty quick, and I'll be spraying it over the weekend, which I'll do a separate video for. So far so good. This is all Plant Doctor products, so if you want any information on the Plant Doctor gear and product rates and all that sort of stuff, I can do up a little bit of a plan for you, supply you the products and help you get started. So as always, thank you for watching, appreciate the support, hope you're learning something. Subscribe if you can, like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers guys.